Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to learn about Android SQL databases. So in today's session, what we are going to cover is introduction to the SQLite databases on Android. We are going to create an SQLite database for our application. We are going to connect it to application, and we are going to perform CRUD operations, that is create, retrieve, update, and delete operations on our SQLite database through our app. So talking about SQLite, SQLite is nothing but a stripped down version of SQL. It is not a server client kind of a database that we have seen up till now. It is a user end based SQL. It is a user end based database engine that accepts the SQL language, a little bit less of it. So what we are going to do is we are going to see an application. So we will be going to see an application. Okay, here this is going to be our application that we'll be talking about today. This is a registration form that contains two fields, name and phone. What we are going to do is we are going to use these two fields as our data entry elements. We are going to insert them into the record. We are going to show the database. We are going to update and delete the records from our database. So basically, when you want to create a database, a SQLite database, you have to write it in your main class. This line, as you see, that final SQLite database, the database name is equal to open or create databases, the name of the database, the mode you want it to be, and this is just an integer constant that says that how many concurrent users you can have on that database. Keep it null, it will be infinite. Okay, so SQLite database. This is how you create SQLite database. So now you're done with creating the database itself. Now you have to create tables inside it that would enable you to insert records and everything else. To do that, what we have to do is use the exec that is execute SQL. Now what this function does is that this function accepts a string that is in the form of a SQL query or a SQL statement, and it executes it on your database object. So here we are creating a table as a dbex1 where we are going to have two fields, name which is a varchar and a phone number which is also a varchar. So now we have created a database. We have our table inside it. Now we want to put data inside it. So to put a data inside the table, what we are going to do is we are going to have some buttons which will enable us to do that. So as you see, there is the insert button. Okay, its ID is button. We are going to find this button in our view, and then we are going to set a on click listener. So when we click on this button, what we are going to do is we are going to grab the text from these two boxes, and we are going to insert them into the database. So it would be done in this manner. We'll have two strings. We are going to get the strings from those two edit text from our page, and then we are going to execute the statement insert into dbx1 values in double quotes inside the single quotes, s that is nothing but our name, and m that is nothing but our phone number. So this statement, once executed, will insert the data into the table. Okay, next thing comes is that now we have put the data into the table. How we are going to see it, that means how we are going to select it. Now as we have created the data, now it's time to retrieve it. So there is no such GUI application such as phpMyAdmin available with us for the SQLite. All you have to do it via writing your own code. So what we did here is we have created another activity which is nothing but a table, nothing but contains a table layout. Okay, in this table layout we have the name and the phone number columns. Now what we are going to do is we are going to have a list adapter. We are going to have a list adapter here. This is a table layout. We are going to have adapter, and we are going to fire a statement that will enable us to get all the records from our database. Now as every other database, here also we get a cursor. Now this cursor is used to iterate from each record, from the first record to the last. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a database in this. We are going to connect or create, open or create a database in this activity, and then we are going to fire a query that selects start from data one, data dbx1. So what is happening here is the result set. This cursor would be pointing to the last statement that would be returned by this query, and what we are going to go to the first. We are going to move it to the first, and until and unless the cursor goes to the last, what we are going to do is we are going to get our string the name and phone. Then we are going to create a new table row. Then we are going to create two text views, add these text views into the table row, and set them as the name and phone number. And once we have set this text row, we are going to add this text row to our table view, and then we are going to move to the next record. So this what this all would do is it would give us a list of all the records that we have on this page. So this was our create and retrieve, and we go ahead to update. Now to update, what we are going to do is we are going to use the name field to update the phone number. So here we also have another on click listener. Here we are taking the text from the same boxes, and here we are going to have execute statement where we say update dbx1 set phone number to the new phone number where the name is given by us. Here we see there is also a delete option that we have to do, that is a CRUD. So in the D option we have to delete it from, so we are going to use the name string to delete a record from our table. So for that we are getting the string, the name string from the our user, and then we are executing the delete from dbx where name is whatever it's specified. So we'll go ahead and run this application. So as you can see, our application has booted. Now this is the registration form that we created. And now we'll go ahead and insert a record. Let's say AB, and we'll have a phone number 1234, and we'll press insert. And we'll go ahead and view the database. Now we have this one record inserted here. We'll go ahead and insert another record AB1 as 12345, and we'll go again into the database. So you can see there are two rows in this database. Okay, now we are going to go and update, let's say we'll update AV, the record AV, with values 5 6 7 8 9, and okay, we did not update it. Okay, we will click update. Okay, now it is updated. We'll show the database. Now you can see the AV and the values have been changed. I'll go ahead and delete the record AV1. We don't require this field because this won't be used anyway. You can keep it there, it won't be used for deleting. So we'll go ahead and delete the database. Okay, I think the application has, okay, the application, okay, the Android emulator hanged a bit, I guess. Okay, we'll go ahead and delete this data record, and we'll go visit our database. Now that record has been deleted. That's all for today. We'll see you next session. Thank you.